Welcome back to the cast. My name is Acrillus. As I mentioned before, I'll be attempting to do coverage and cast for all of the games in the winners bracket for DreamLeague Season 11, also known as the Stockholm Major. If you want to join me on that, I'll probably be posting all these videos at once, so if you'd like to, feel free to look through my channel, check out all the videos. Hopefully this project won't take too long, but it's just like a mini project. It's not even a small goal I set myself up with, just to like go through a lot of content, see how much I can just like push out and see if that'll like help me become better as a caster and just overall be more knowledgeable. But we'll see how things progress from here. Today's game we're going to be looking at is the round one winners bracket, I believe. Beginning of the eliminations and sending people down to the losers bracket. It is Team Secret versus Vici Gaming. Both very, very, very proficient teams. I'd say Team Secret probably one of the better contenders for, I believe, EU. Or is it? Does Russia count as like the CIS? Does that count? I don't know, but I believe Secret's a European team. Other than that, Vici Gaming, Chinese team. Overall, very, very, very well known, I'd say. Top contenders for most majors, I think, in the recent years. Just overall, very skilled team. Should be a pretty good opponent for the opposing team. I think both teams are fairly well matched against each other. We'll see how things pan out as we get into the draft here.
5 seconds
First
remaining.
ban goes out to Team Secret, so I'm probably going to be expecting.
Radiant team ban.
Razor's been banned a lot. I've been surprised with how much Razor's been banned a lot. I think I've seen Razor like banned in the first wave in like two or three out of like the 4 or 5 games I've seen so far. Um, Not too sure why, to be honest with you. If I could like try to
Dire team's
elaborate, and I
turn to
wish I
ban.
could. But all in all, I think it's just like one of those mid laners that has good
Radiant team's
presence.
turn to ban.
Lets you farm a lot. One of those other big bans out from pretty much every team in the tournament is the Chen ban. Everyone's pretty much concluded that Chen's broken. Well, with the Divine Favor giving you so much health regen and so much damage, pretty much making it so that you can lane really easily, and you can still convert creeps with Divine Favor too. I don't know what the skills are called,
10 seconds
but
remaining.
overall, a very powerful character. Swan's ban from Team Secret going to be the ban on the PA.
5 seconds remaining.
Respect out to, I believe, either Paparazzi or Ori's Phantom Assassin. Just kind of keeping it out of the
Dire
mix.
team ban.
Pretty important to note that PA is probably one of the more popular carry picks in this tournament. Um, so it should be
Radiant
interesting
team's
to see
turn to
what they
ban.
divert to. Obviously, there are other popular picks too as well, and we'll talk about those a little later. But we'll take a look at the other bands. Two of the more popular heroes coming out: Nature's Prophet and Leshrac. Leshrac actually being a hero that shows up in drafts, but mostly in the pick phase. I rarely see Leshrac bans out unless it's like
10 seconds
unless
remaining.
teams are trying to divert from like the what has
5
been most
seconds
of the
remaining.
typical like kind of team compositions in the meta with things like Pangolier picks, Leshrac, Phantom Assassin, um, pretty prominent support like a Nature's Prophet or Chen, and other stuff like that. Might expect to see something maybe like an Oracle.
Dire team's turn to ban.
Not really too sure how these drafts are going to unfold. We'll probably get a sense of like what direction each team is taking with their first
Radiant
picks
team's
here,
turn to pick.
as we see the Nyx and the Abaddon band, both
Dire team's
pretty
turn to
decent
pick.
position fours.
Keeper of the light.
As the first pick comes from the Secret Coddle, so looks like Puppy's probably gonna be taking that one, I assume. His Coddle being very proficient,
Dire
has
team's turn to
had
pick.
a large amount
Radiant
of
team's
success in this tournament. Vici Gaming opting for a little bit of a different approach here. Okay, I see what it is. Okay, yeah, so they've locked down the Oracle pick, combined together with the Troll Warlord pick to basically ensure that the most important parts of their composition, though they will be revealed early, are locked in. And with this, Vici Gaming are pretty much saying that they're
10 seconds
confident
remaining.
in their ability to handle the safe lane with this combo.
Five
So
seconds remaining.
the onus is on Secret to kind of pick into this, and we'll see how it shapes out as they begin to use up their reserve time. Um, Taking a look at the
Radiant
last two
team
bans,
ban.
the Nyx and the Baton ban, both very proficient laners. As the OD pick comes out, looks like Secret go for that OD
Dire
pick
team
early. That definitely is mid. Really can't expect it to be anywhere else as the Pugna ban comes out to avoid that matchup. It being probably one of the less favorable matchups. Another potent one probably being Viper, I suppose, something like that. We'll see, but we'll probably expect I think we're probably gonna
10
expect like a
seconds
position,
remaining.
maybe like a support position 4 ban or an offlaner ban. I think.
5 seconds remaining.
We can probably expect the safe lane from
Radiant team
Secret
ban.
to come out in the next round of picks as the Morphling gets banned out. So yeah, Vici Gaming noticing that that support or that safe lane pick is probably going to come out in the next wave. So being smart, trying to lock down some things that may be a threat, um, maybe a little too hard to handle. Something like a Morphling, which does have a lot
Dire
of
team's
mid-game
turn to
pressure,
ban.
especially if you go the shotgun build, which has been the most prominent build as of late. Speaking of burst, another heavy hitter with Lena being out of the mix. Another mid lane ban priority to mid one. Basically just setting him up for a matchup he can deal with, though that is two bans committed to the mid lane, so we probably won't see.
10 seconds remaining.
hmm, We'll probably see the mid lane ban, or we'll probably see a mid lane pick out from
Five
Vici Gaming,
seconds
and a
remaining.
safe lane pick out here from Team Secret in the next wave of picks. Both teams
Dire
will also
team's turn
probably
to pick.
choose for their. I think both teams will opt to choose their position 4 here. Um, and that's probably going to be. I think a Bane's pretty efficient here. Though CC on a Troll Warrior is hard. You need something that deals with that Oracle in the back line. Perhaps maybe like a Bounty Hunter
10 seconds remaining.
or a Brewmaster.
5 seconds remaining.
Something disruptive, but that's probably on the position 4, the position 3. So Vici Gaming using the reserve time here, kind of deliberating on what they want to go for here. If you're Vici Gaming, you're looking Team Secret. They have their position 5 locked in and their OD picked in. Both of them are proficient team
Radiant
fighters as
team's
well as
turn to pick.
pretty solid early game presence. So you're gonna need something that props you up a little more and gives you a little more potential for aggression on the side of Vici Gaming. So that Earth Spirit does come down as the pick. Also should notice that there was the Terrorblade ban out from Vici Gaming as well. Kind of wary of that.
10
More of a
seconds remaining.
heavy late game hitter. Looks like Vici Gaming are trying to get to the
5
position
seconds
where
remaining.
the troll kind of takes off and just deletes whoever he finds. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point for Secret. But Secret really need to find a way to kind of stifle this aggression because with the current setup they have, it's very vulnerable to ganks from the Surge Spirit. So I'm hoping to see a very active, a very around the map kind of position for Secret. Maybe in a bit of a tight spot here, kind of looking for what would be
Dire team's
optimal.
turn to
Might
pick.
be a Rubik pick. Said the Enigma's opted. Not sure if that's the greatest choice. Team Secret kind of putting all their chickens into that one basket. No, it's eggs in a basket. Putting all their eggs in. Why would you put chickens in a basket? Just put all their. Anyways,
Radiant
Team Secret
team's
kind of
turn to pick.
devoting all their attention to their mid-game execution, I'd say, with like a bunch of team fighting ultis. And while Odie and Kato are kind of just pretty good overall, like both good in lane and both good in like execution in the mid game and late game, Enigma's kind of a little tougher problem because
Dire
things
team
like
ban.
yeah, the Bat Rider pick and the Earth Spirit pick are things that can really pressure the Enigma, especially if you look to try and get farm, which a lot of Enigmas have been doing lately in the jungle. So a lot of potential to get pressured out of the jungle here. So hopefully we'll see a good performance on this Enigma by Yapsor, I believe. Should be the one to pick it up, unless
10
it's going to
seconds
be that
remaining.
Zai position 3 Enigma. We'll see. I don't think it's a good position 3. I think it's a
5
better
seconds
position 4.
remaining.
But maybe it's going to be necessary. That important lifestealer pick for Team Secret out. So looks like Team Secret kind of building around the lifestealer composition while not securing that lifestealer early on, since Secret have already revealed their hard carry. So wasn't really a priority for them to pick it up. But
Radiant team's turn to ban.
now that they want to save their last pick for the more special offlane pick, they can just pick it up without much worries, and it works pretty proficiently against most of the team. I'd say it works well against Troll before Troll gets like really before Troll gets like 2 or 3 item power spikes. Um, and it works well against pretty much the rest of the enemy team.
10 seconds
Except for
remaining.
maybe Lasso, but that's it. Like you can purge
5
off
seconds remaining.
all the napalm stacks with like Rage or Infest, so it's pretty good. Pango ban out from Vici Gaming, expecting the offlane pick to perhaps be a Pangolier, which I wouldn't expect to be too bad. It basically
Radiant
guarantees
team's turn to pick.
an overall safe lane, like an overall not very exciting lane in Team Secret's offlane, but something that might be a little more consistent, a little easier
Dire
to
team's
handle.
turn to pick.
As a co-op ban comes out for Team Secret and they pick up the Vengeful Spirit, should be that offlane Vengeful Spirit looks to be, with that support from the Enigma, as we see Vici Gaming deliberating on their last pick here. Definitely going to be that mid lane pick. So what do you pick against OD? The co-op was banned out. I'd say it's a decent pick against OD. I mean,
10
if
seconds
they ban
remaining.
out co-op, they're really just looking for something that's proficient at like
5 seconds
fighting at the
remaining.
same power spike as OD, I guess, or even earlier. So
Choose your
Death
hero.
Prophet's okay, I'd say. Um, you kind of want someone to be tanky, but in this situation, you also really need someone who can put out some damage and deny the Enigma. I don't think Vici have enough to deny the entry from the Enigma, but we'll see how things shape out. Based on their team compositions, Team Secret's going to be kind of dependent on Nisha hitting his power spike, as well as mid one. If mid one falls behind, things are going to get really hairy. But a lot of the pressure is going to be coming
Great,
from
they're
Zai,
back.
and we'll see how that works out in the early
10
game for Team
seconds
Secret.
remaining.
Meanwhile, VG Gaming kind of drafting a very formidable lineup here. Really, the only potential for things going wrong is if the aggressive choices they made, like with the Earth Spirit pick and the Bat Rider picking that safe lane so early on too, turns out well for them. But I don't know. I like the Enigma pick here. I think it's very potent against what Vici Gaming have to offer, but I think it's pretty hard to execute until you get to a BKB. Yeah, because there's too many sources of like crowd control. You get like the the rolling boulder or the geomagnetic grip from Earth Spirit to silence you. You have oh, Oracle doesn't actually have anything. That's not too bad, but he does have the thing. He does have the Fate's Edict, which will make you magic immune, so it would reduce the damage of the black hole. But Lasso, Earth Spirit, Silence from Death Prophet. It's 3 sources, whereas Lasso probably not the most reliable source of CC, but will be more important in that later part of the game once Yapsor does get that spell immunity. But we'll see how things roll out. I expect VG Gaming to come out strong early on. We'll see the biggest impact is probably going to be in how Paparazzi and DY execute their safe lane, and also in how Fade executes his ganks and roaming pressure. Hopefully these things pan out well. Uh, the goal for Secret, kind of just leave mid one alone. In an ideal scenario, their lanes really don't get pressured too much. No one really dies and they get the farm. They're not really looking for kills other than maybe Zai, uh, who might roam around. But yeah, I mean, Secret's really just looking to get to the mid game. They have a stronger late game for sure, I think, with the Enigma and the OD and the Lifesteal. I think they've drafted a lot better of a late game composition. And the Enigma basically just makes it so that it's as kind of a second backup in case your carries aren't putting out enough damage or they get picked off or they get lassoed or something like that. Essentially, in the worst case scenario, that Enigma's there as the backup. But Secret also do have like the Vengeful Spirit as a disengage for the swap. Also have that Coddle Wisp to disengage as well, especially considering pretty much all those heroes aren't going to have spell immunity. Except for maybe the Death Prophet and the Troll. I doubt Bat Rider will get spell immunity this game, especially against an Enigma. Um, but yeah, things not really taken off yet. Looks like the game hasn't started. Probably trying to skip ahead a little bit, see what's going on. So they are still in the game and having some sort of issues. Give me one moment here. Let's see if I can fix this up. We're watching game on, guys. Right. But yeah, as I was saying, should be interesting to
Dire team's turn.
explore as we get back into it. Let's see. Looks like the game's kind of just bugged out. Is everything alright? Oh, okay. I don't know about you, but that has me excited. Alright, let's get into this game here. Um, Taking a look at what we got. Pretty typical start. It's going to be the Air
Prepare
Spirit.
for battle.
Fade to go with Yang on that Bat Rider. Obviously, Paparazzi going to go with DY. Or DY? We'll go with DY. Out on Secret. Pretty typical too, Zai. On that pretty cool, interesting Vengeful Spirit offlane. I haven't seen really any other team use it in the same way that Secret have, so I guess it's more of a niche pick, kind of something more of like a signature pick, I guess. Not proficient enough to call it a signature pick, but a pocket pick, nonetheless. Mid one out here positioning with his safe lane, trying to secure this bounty rune. Meanwhile, Vici Gaming doing the same on the opposite side of the map. Mid lane should go well for both laners. I think the
30 seconds to battle.
Hour Devour, mid one is probably going to have a better time. If he does get the lead, but it's really hard to pressure a Death Prophet, and Ori will probably not have too many issues considering how low range mid one is going to be for most of the laning phase. We'll see how these things shape out. As Yang kind of positioning to get the bounty room at Secret onto what's happening. Fade trying to pressure from the other side, but unsuccessful as the bounty runes get traded evenly across both teams. Yeah, mid shouldn't be too exciting. I'm kind of anxious to see what will happen in the soft lane. I think it has potential to do well. I don't know if Yapsor is going to opt to pressure the lane with the Eidolons or use it to farm jungle primarily, but we'll see how things shape out. Does manage to use the use a demonic conversion to deny the range creep and deny the experience. Also manages to deny another melee creep out as DY just kind of looking to kill an Eidolon, get some gold in. But yeah, hopefully the safe lane does execute well. Looks like with Puppy's presence, safe lane shouldn't be really too hard for Nisha here. Should find relative success here as the Sticky Napalm really kind of stacking it on. Nisha doesn't have anything, and he does have 7 stacks of Napalm on him, so he needs to be careful. Yang really understanding this, understanding if he maintains the same amount of stacks of Napalm, though it does expire, yeah. Should still maintain lane pressure. Fortunately, it does expire. Not much else to be said about it, but my eyes are going to be mostly on top lane. I doubt the off lane here is going to execute well, especially against a lifestealer. If anything, they'll maybe get a kill on Puppy, but my attention is going to be here. This is going to be where most of the training is going to be. But while we take a look at this lane, let's kind of discuss how things are going to shape out in the lake. Let's talk about how it's going to shape out here. So, depending upon how Yapsor decides to continue with this lane, we'll see it being pretty passive overall. I think Zai won't have much potential to be aggressive unless Yapsor decides to stay in lane. Though I'm not sure that'll be the right idea unless they are like really successful with like pressuring their safe lane, Vici Gaming safe lane. Hopefully they do. I want to see more action out of like an Enigma pick rather than just farming the jungle for like 15 minutes as the pressure out on his eye tries to get him low enough for the Purifying Flames to finish off, but it only does 90 damage level 1, so not much success with that. Does have the Fortune's End up soon though, so gonna have a little more potential trade here again. But yeah, with the Rage actually out here on the Yang, who does plop Firefly, doesn't have enough mana to get much more Napalm stacks out. Might go down to these auto attacks, but he does manage to retreat into the trees. Nisha kind of chasing around for that kill, and Yang's Firefly is about to expire, so he will just be in the trees. Yep, Rage popped by Nisha just to ensure the kill, and Yang is picked up for first blood. Meanwhile, Fade positioning here into the mid lane, kind of looking for a gank out on the mid one. Trees in position as the Boulder Smash does come through. The Rolling Boulder stunning him up for the Soul Siphon to do its work. Puppey, however, getting a good Blinding Light, managed to pick up the kill on the Fade, so thwarted out on the mid lane by kind of a poor execution overall. I'd say you really did expect the Soul Siphon to do a little more than it did. Considering he does max percent health, I wouldn't expect too much that early. Puppey, though, however, trying to pick out this kill. Does actually get hit by the Rolling Butter from Fade as he does respawn. Puppey was really just looking to survive this. Doesn't have any regen outside of, oh, no, he has Blinding Light. Should be able to get out here. Oh, no. Yang is also here. The Firefly has been activated. Sticky Napalm should be enough stacks to put him down. Yep, the Rolling Boulder just for good measure. This Puppey is picked up as a return kill. Overall, advantage to Secret for the turnaround there, but Vici Gaming managed to get at least something out of it. I'm so interested by this dynamic. I always see Zai and Yapsor lane, and they always opt to just lane together. Like, when, you know, there's potential for Yapsor to just make a roam, or like, you know, if it necessitates him leaving the lane, he will. But a lot of cases, their coordination is just so on point that just them being in a lane together is just so potent a lot of the time. That's just my observation. DY position around the battery rune just to kind of pressure. But it does look like Yang taking an interesting approach this lane and opting to just use Firefly to lock down and cut creep waves. Puppey really can't do much about it other than, you know, try and pressure him as much as he can with right clicks and the occasional illuminate, but Yang really going to be unimpeded as the Firefly cooldown should come up when the next wave arrives, as he does use it to just kind of lead it out and get that gold in. Nisha really shouldn't have too much difficulty since he is a life stealer, as there is pressure out on his eye on this bounty rune, trying to kick it up, but does lose his life in exchange, as Fade does come in for that roam. The Eidolon's trying to pressure out DY, but not doing enough damage so far. Do you see Fade returning to the mid lane again? Mid one probably not expecting this mid lane pressure since pretty much throughout the tournament you haven't really seen too many ganks mid, but Fade is ready here to collapse. Does have his roller smash, does push him in the direction of the tower. Yeah, that displacement is going to be the key to landing these mid ganks. Mid one not in the best position right now. Should probably look for a ward in that. Yeah, by Roche Pit, I would say. Just needs better vision, I think here. I think he really just expected not to get touched too much and for the Air Spirit to pressure the other lanes, but he's gonna be on the rotation, you know. He's gonna be sitting in that jungle. He's not really gonna just be looking for, you know, one side of the map. He's gonna be around the map as much as he can, and that means he's gonna be crossing mid more often than not. DC Fade trying to position here for potentially another gank. I think if he wants to execute well, he's gonna have to get the Boulder Smash into the... No, he's gonna have to get the Rolling Boulder, and then Boulder Smash Zai backwards, I think. Or they commit to a dive here, which without DY might be a little different. The rest of Vici Gaming, though, 2 members of Vici Gaming actually collapsing here. Zai managing to get the Magic Missile on the Fade, but the Fade, the Fortune's End gonna land on the Yapsor. Soul Siphon doesn't manage to pick him off, doesn't look like he'll die here. The Illuminate tries to bring down Fade low. Now Secret minimizing their casualties here. Haven't taken a hit on the scoreboard yet. His Puppey, yeah, unfortunately we're gonna be the casualty here. DY taking some hits on the turn, but he does have that magic wand. Looks like Vici Gamer really coordinating this attack here together with the exorcism by Ori, so looks like they will try to 4-man pressure this for the rune as the Malefics does come out on the DY. Pretty easy kill secured by Secret's offlane here as a return. Nisha, unfortunately, not the type of hero to pressure objectives really that hard as a lifestealer, so he'll have to just opt for taking that lane farm and pressuring Yang by getting that open wounds on him. Uses rage, get a good amount of hits in. Shouldn't be able to follow him through that Firefly for much longer, so. Paparazzi actually taking a pretty aggressive stance here. Not here with the rest of his team. Needs a magic missile, but does have the magic, or the movement speed to probably get out of this situation. The wave of terror coming out. Try and increase as much damage as he can on the Eidolons. But yeah, DOI is close enough that he can help him. Just because of the fact that, oh my god, Paparazzi has so much movement speed with his phase boots. Yeah, taking a look at things now. Nisha obviously going to be the largest amount of the last hits, pretty much given the most freedom in the game overall. Paparazzi following closely behind. That actually, Paparazzi as well as Yang going to be keeping up in farm. So Yang actually doing pretty well for himself as an offlaner overall. Can't really complain about that. The opposing offlaner, those really having a harder time here. Yeah, about 20 last hits below Yang. So that sucks, but on the other hand, Yapsori is also getting farm in the jungle too, along with gold from the kill. So Secret do still have a slight net worth lead. Take a look at that. Nisha, yep, slightly ahead. Overall, mid one still keeping up in pace despite the fact that he was ganked early, as the lasso does come down onto Nisha early. Does have that rage to negate the damage from the Firefly, and the blinding light together with the eliminate from Puppy gonna be here in time. Mid one here together with the Astral Prison to try and help his brother out. But Nisha just got infested into a dire minion, escaped pretty cleanly. Exorcism was burned in that attempt, so looks like Vici Gaming were trying to go for the push after getting that pick out on Nisha, but not successful with that, so both ultimates will be expended on the side of Vici Gaming. Sucks, but it happens. Really good timing though.
Could use some help.
I expect now from Vici Gaming to kind of kick things up a notch, you know, continue to work around those cooldowns. Funnily enough, I haven't seen Fade gank as much as I would have preferred him to, though he did, you know. I think he's being more careful with his ganks. Considering the failure of the first gank, you kind of have to err on the side of caution. Speaking of cautions, I pretty overextended here without really any help from his teammates, so yeah, he's going to back up. Should be in a better position over there. As the ping does go out onto Zai, they do know that he's waiting for that bounty rune, so they should be able to collapse on him pretty easily. Zai, yeah, gonna have to give up. However, the whirling actually does hit him with the rolling boulder from Fade, puts him in position to help him get this gank out onto Zai. Zai does manage to lock down that bounty rune. Oh, actually does get hit by the Purifying Flames. Tries to swap out in order to juke them. Was a pretty good attempt, but unfortunately not enough. Does manage to secure the bounty rune for his team though, which in all honesty is okay. I mean, I guess, you know, trading for bounty rune isn't really too bad as the offlaner. It sucks, but you know, as long as you're not really losing a ton of gold, which he probably didn't. Take a look. Yeah, didn't really lose too much gold there. Yeah, but yeah, Secret's gold right now is to slow the game down as much as possible. Make sure mid one hits his power spike with his first item. Probably going to be those Guardian Greaves, yep, to keep up his mana regen and make him just tanky overall. Whereas Nisha already on that Midas, so looking pretty good for himself. Last hits overall, not really too far apart, but Nisha's really already expanded that lead to 1,000 gold lead on his against Paparazzi. Paparazzi opting for that Battle Fury build pretty much has to in order to keep up with Nisha's farm, since Nisha will, yeah, pretty obviously go for that Radiance. Take a look at the dynamic though. Secret really just playing slowly, keeping an eye on things overall, but the only reason they lost that first top tier 1 tower was because they got ganked and they weren't really expecting that aggression. But it was the one moment that Vici Gaming had when, you know, Ori hit 6 and he had Exorcism, and it was just a good execution by Vici Gaming overall. So other than that, other things are pretty quiet on the battlefront here. If I'm Vici Gaming though, I want to get to my power spikes as soon as possible so we can start pressuring those carries. Yep, Yang comes out. Should have lasso up again. we'll be looking for that gank. The Windlace into the Boots of Travel combo, looking to be pretty potent here as the smoke is popped. Firefly is activated. Yang was looking for Puppy, but unfortunately Puppy's on the other side of the map. Paparazzi, however, in a bit of a weird position, next to 3 Secret members by the Tier 1 tower, but the rest of Vici Gaming are here to collapse.
Were those cracks in
Yang,
Dire's
however,
top tower?
wasted his Firefly, so we'll
Dire's
have to
no
leave here in
fortified
order to cover the
structures.
tower. They do know that now, though, so Vici Gaming will have to back off here. Potential for aggression here, though, as Vici Gaming instead opt to rotate towards the bottom tower, trying to get a pick off on Nisha looks here. Will be pretty tricky, though, considering a lot of members of Secret will have their GPs up, and this Rage is pretty much going to negate all the damage if he gets it off. So, yeah, with Yang not being here, that's really nothing they can do. Lasso really being the only thing that can lock him down, lock down the lifesteal long enough for Vici Gaming to get that kill, which is probably going to be a really big problem later game, but the troll is there in order to 1v1 the lifestealer, so we'll see how that it should pan out pretty well either way, as long as one team doesn't get too far ahead of the other, which, I mean, despite being down in kill, Secret are at a 2k lead with that with that late game in mind, so
Radiant's bottom tower's got
I
problems.
think they should be fine.
Dire's top tower
Secret
is
are
under
actually in a really good
attack.
position here, I think, as they are looking to just trade pressure out on the towers.
Not much good's happening to
Sai
Radiant's
gonna
bottom
get
tower.
collapsed on by
They're
Paparazzi
beating on
here.
Dire's
Looks
top
like
tower.
Fade also trying to get in position for a rolling boulder. The whirling axe is gonna hit Zai up. See the rolling boulder out from Fade as the battle trance is initiated. Zai hits them with that magic missile to try and get on time. The swap on the Puppy actually, but the magnetize is gonna do enough damage to kill him. So swap gonna be cast on the Puppy again in order to make sure he gets out safely. Just making sure that they minimize as many casualties as possible. Zai really intelligent in noticing that he was gonna die to the I believe it's called the magnetize. Yep, the magnetize either way. So being the more selfless player out there and sacrificing his life to save his teammate. Overall, not really much of a detriment though to Secret. You know, Zai's really not the one that needs all the farm. If Vici Gaming really want to make an impact here, they have to find that pick out on Anisha, which is going to be incredibly difficult, but yeah, I think it's impossible. I mean, when your Batrider rushes the Butcher Travel, that means he's really just going to be out there to kind of just help in fights, you know, throw out a lasso or two if he isn't, like, you just need the Butcher Travel to make rotations faster, so, I mean, he's mostly there to cover waves, fight when he needs to, but all in all, like, a lot of cooldowns are going to be spent covering waves instead of fighting, I think, until he gets his Blink Dagger. Looks like he will go for that Blink Dagger instead of getting the drums next, though, so a good luck for Vici Gaming overall as they advance upon that bottom tier 1. Secret not really in a position to contest. Fortunately, Zai still has to play pretty carefully after last gank. We'll go for this bounty rune though. Does get converged on by 2 members of Vici Gaming. Does manage to dodge out the rolling bloater as the blinding light puts Fade actually in a pretty bad position against 3 members of Team Secret. This swap out from Zai as well as the black hole and the will-o-wisp to lock down Fade, making sure he doesn't get that bounty rune. Wow, Secret really wanted that bounty rune. A lot of ultis expended in exchange for that. Do manage to pick up Fade, but it is also the position for it. Really, both teams just kind of trading out on the lives of their supports and their offlaners occasionally. Not really much else to be said about what's going on here. Hopefully Nisha will get his radiance in due time. Yeah, looks like he's about 200 gold out. Let's take a look at how things are. Wow, Secret actually picking up that tier 1 mid. Looks like the pressure is finally enough. Just the advantage they have right now. Unfortunately for Vici Gaming, they aren't able to really reach many power spikes, I guess. Maybe I misread Vici Gaming's comp. Should I just call him VG?
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much
Maybe.
help as bottom.
But maybe I misunderstood their comp. Maybe they're kind of lynch pinning around. Well, they're using their power spike, or basically the time at which the Death Prophet has exorcism, and trying to use that to both, you know, get a good fight in, but also use it to push at the end. Fortunately for Vici Gaming, they've only had one successful fight with exorcism, so they've only really using that to get one tower only. Have picked up another tower too, as a result, so kind of catching back up on the net worth, but that lifestealer is still in the jungle. Troll actually should have his Battle Fury now, right? Yeah, Paparazzi has his Battlefield now, so he will start to stabilize a little more as the lasso actually goes out onto Zai. Zai looks like might be another casualty here as the Magnetize together with the Boulder Smash does go off. The Magic Missile, fortunately with that slow turn speed, will make it a little hard for him to get out. Does hit the rest of the Magnetize as, yeah, fortunately he's going to die to the DOT before his teleport completes. Fortunately for him. Did he have Wand up? No. He had a Fairy Fire if he didn't buy it just now, so if he did activate it before TP, it might have been a better chance of him escaping. But Vici Gaming gonna really take that pick and use it to pressure the mid tier 1. Cutting across the lane to look for the mid laner, Mr. Mid One here. Unfortunately can't find him in time. Yang doesn't have that blink to make that large jump across the terrain, but should be an easy tier 1 here for Vici Gaming. Oddly enough, yeah, close. Good try, Mid One. I respect it. But yeah, funnily enough, more towers going down due to the Troll's presence than the Death Prophet. I really don't see the use of the Death Prophet here other than just like as a mid lane crutch in order to survive laning phase and just be like something you can use later, but it's just not like a very dynamic pick, you know? Like it's not very like exciting. Doesn't really evoke like a lot of like cool, funny play, you know? It's just Ori, you know? Farm and jungle. Time he gets in a fight, he presses R. Tries to get a silence on someone, sucks as many people as he can with Soul Siphon. He's good to go, but yeah, I'm a little disappointed that Death Prophet's the pick that has to come out, but it is a good pick against an OD, so I can't really discredit that. Just the way things go. Looks like Secret really finally deciding to commit onto this tier 1 top and securing it. It's Vici Gaming. Really don't really care about it anymore. Looks like they are opting to pressure the bottom tower instead, looking for that tier 2 push. The Secret are kind of slow in the rotation, not really in position to contest it, so they'll probably just have to give it up for Paparazzi here, as they do expend the forward fight in order to continue pushing. Smoke out from Vici Gaming in the forward position. They're looking for a picker as a smoke is popped, tries to look for someone with the Senju ward, but Yapstar together with the Black Hole gets the tip 2-man, but the BKB is activated. Bypassed by the lasso though to prevent the Black Hole from going off. Will-O-Wisp locks down Fade as he Yang gets swapped into the Will-O-Wisp for a quick second. Fate's Edict going out along with the False Promise to keep Ori alive in time. Unfortunately, DY goes down after as a result. Paparazzi pretty low. Ori's going to go down here despite using Exorcism. Paparazzi really going to be the only remaining survivor here for Vici Gaming. I should be more excited about that, but really all in all, an awkward team fight, I think. I don't think Vici Gaming... I think VG were looking for that pick on the next member of Team Secret to rotate on the tower, but I mean, by that time, you should either expect them to be like already here, like in this area, or you know, just like you should expect them to already be assembled or not making that rotation at all, because I mean, obviously you shouldn't give up a tier 2 for free, but if you miss out on the rotation, then the wiser decision is just to abandon it. Paparazzi actually gets spotted on a ward here. Zai looking to make the aggressive play. Puppy blinding lighting him backwards as a Boulder Smash tries to catch him out. Fade looking for it, but the magic missile on the Paparazzi denies any more damage. Magnetize out on a 3 people though as Yang comes in with his Firefly. Mid one just looking to Astral Prison Yang and get out and out of there as a kind of a botched attempt on a pick up Paparazzi. Fortunately enough, Paparazzi does still have ulti, so not really any way you can burst that troll down in time unless you got that OD ultimate. The what's it called? Sanity's Eclipse, I believe. Yeah, it's on cooldown, so not really going to be in a position to do anything. It's a good try, though. I mean, Secret are kind of really just extending their hand out, seeing what comes from it, and you know, I mean, they can afford to do that. When you're 5k up on a late game composition, that's really all you need to do. Vici Gaming, yeah, I guess it was wrong of me to say they were looking for early game aggression. It is an option to go with that Earth Spirit and the Bat Rider, but it's mostly just to ensure that they don't like really lose heart and like they have the option to be aggressive, so that they don't just give up that like you know that early game to Nisha so he gets a quick Radiance and Midas. But you know he kind of did. I won't argue with the fact that they kind of failed in their mission there, but Vici Gaming have a comp that is salvageable in the mid to late game, I'd say. You know, the troll, if he pounds into the Lifestealer, should be able to get a good enough work in. Fade actually in a bit of a precarious position. The blinding light combined with the magic missile gonna lock him down, but the lasso out onto Zai. Unfortunately, gets swapped out again with the Wisp gonna be able to lock them down long enough, and unfortunately Puppy's gonna get picked up. Secret in a bit of an awkward position here, so the Wisp doesn't really hit anyone. Yeah, mid one gonna get collapsed on by the rest of Vici Gaming, and Zai gonna be the last remaining member in that area. Probably not gonna get out as the rolling boulder should lock him down. Yep, together with that Yule Scepter. Pretty good coordination out from Vici Gaming here. Fortunately, Secret kind of overextending there, looking for a pick and overstaying their welcome. Vici Gaming are really quick to collapse on that with the TPs, but pretty intelligent of them to not TPs to the tier 3 tower or the tier 2 tower and instead TPing to the shrine, as well as like other members just kind of rotating from the area. But it's intelligent of them to just not give away that they're making that rotation faster than the rest of Team Secret. Well, that they're making that rotation at all. I don't think anyone in Secret really expected that many people there at that exact moment of time. But a good play overall by Vici Gaming. We're gonna have to see a lot more of it too. The biggest influence there is the kill on the mid one. Put him a little bit behind Ori in net worth, but not really too much overall. The big kill hopefully is going to be on Nisha here in the next couple of minutes here, or otherwise things are going to get pretty nasty. Once Nisha gets to that Manta style, he's going to be pretty slippery, I'd say. So, we'll see how VG Gaming decide to proceed forward from this point in the game. Paparazzi does have a Yasha now. Looking for that full Sanjin Yasha. Has a double damage actually bottled. An interesting choice getting a bottle on the Troll Warlord. Looks like he wants to take advantage of those runes as much as possible. Especially with power spikes like that. As Secret actually looking to pressure Roche here. Yapsor has himself smoked up. They do have pings out from Secret onto Roche pit, so they do know that Roche is potentially being done right now. Not in a position to contest it yet, but VG Gaming are kind of creeping in a little bit. Looking for that. They do know Puppy's there, so there should be someone in the pit. They swap out onto Fade with the magic missiles together almost immediately, but Paparazzi is out onto Zeiss. The Black Hole being killed almost immediately. Like instantly onto Paparazzi. He does have his BKB though, so it does negate a lot of follow-up. Nisha, however, on his own adventure, trying to chase down Fade, wasn't successful, so both teams are really gonna just back away. Alright. Ultimates expended on the side of Team Secret, but, you know, Vici Gaming have also committed Magnet or Lasso, so I'd say advantage to Vici Gaming, yeah. But they really need to be more successful with these fights here. That was okay for them, but not like, you know, not a game-winning play, you know. That's not what you need. You need to get that pick, and then you need to proceed from there into pressuring objectives and snowballing the game. Otherwise, the Slice Stealer combined with the OD is going to be pretty hard to stop. Like, Wisp combined with Black Hole is going to be pretty formidable, even against a Troll as BKB. As a lot of members of Vici Gaming actually continue to stick around that Roche pit. They do have pings out on it, so they do suspect that he might be here again. As the Firefly is out again to spot any activity in the Roche pit. Fortunately, nothing really happened, just an idle on there, scouting things out. Paparazzi actually looking to take it now instead of Team Secret. With the Black Hole expended, should be a pretty favorable fight for Vici Gaming here. Wisp also is available though as a secondary team fighting ulti together. Sanity's Eclipse should do pretty well in a team fight here if Vici Gaming decided to commit, but Paparazzi looks like he's just going to commit onto this Roshan. Does get bashed. We'll see how this fight does commence. Looks like Nisha wants to get the initial play out, but Zai why? Oh, the Will-O-Wisp out actually onto 3 members of Vici Gaming. The BKB popped by 2 members though, so instantly clearing out the Will-O-Wisp as the Exorcism is cast together with Paparazzi just diving in and using as much of his BKB duration as he can. The lasso, however, out on Anisha while he is raged. The swap denying that lasso. They will trade Zai's life, however, in exchange for that. Nisha about to go down, unfortunately, for Team Secret. Yep, that is the thing that Vici Gaming are looking for, that big opportunity. Fortunately for them, should be able to proceed back onto Roshan and claim that now. DY, unfortunately, going to be the casualty in exchange for that. Secret shouldn't be looking to respond here. They don't have enough team fighting ultis. They just have the Sandy's Eclipse. And now that Yang has Blink, you will be able to pressure them here. Stun out onto Puppy with the Rolling Boulder. Do have Midnight Pulse in that area, but Puppy is going to be another casualty. Secret really overstaying their welcome here. Not really able to contest it. You know, I mean, it is a situation where it is very tempting to try and fight that, but I think you're just going to get turned on as soon as Roche goes down. So, really big messed ups here from Team Secret on their execution. Really just looking for a fight when a lot of their key, like, a lot of the things that have been winning these fights are just not there, you know? Black Hole gets interrupted every fight. Does have the BKB now, but unfortunately will still be able to get lassoed, so he should prioritize that Lincoln Sphere, but is instead opting for an Octarine. Funnily enough, I don't expect that to work out well. I do think Yapsor should be going for a Lincoln's here to deny the last one and ensure that the black hole goes off. I think that's more of a priority than getting a lower cooldown black hole. But who knows? Maybe Yapsor's confident that he can, with the BKB, just avoid Lasso. Um, Lasso has just been used. I'd say it's dangerous because the way Lasso is being used by Yang here in this game is just mostly in like the middle of a fight rather than to initiate. So it does force Yapsor to kind of have to play passively till that blink is down or Lasso is expended. But things will be different. The Astral Prison actually going out onto Paparazzi might be a bit of trouble here as the swap out onto him does manage to stun him up as the Will-O-Wisp does go on him. The Fate's False Promise is going to be able to protect him long enough. The Astral Prison keeps him in place. Fate, unfortunately, going to be a casualty here, as Paparazzi should also get picked up. Does have Battle Trance combined with BKB, so she might be able to turn this around. Does actually activate it with the BKB from Ori and the Exorcism, managing to lock down Yapsor here, as Enigma unfortunately not being able to execute that black hole plan that they were looking for. Now, Secret not really looking in a great spot here. Unfortunately for Nisha, going to be locked up here amongst four other members of Vici Gaming. Puppy TPing back to Shrine though, trying to look to maybe be a little more of help here as the blinding light from onto Yang. But the burst actually with the swap onto Ori kills him almost instantly. Paparazzi doesn't have anything left, and then Radiant Sprint going to put him down to his last life with the Aegis. Mid one trying to pick up the kill on a DY before he leaves. Yet the Astral Prison going to lock him down long enough for that kill to be claimed. Paparazzi hopefully going to be another casualty in this event for Secret. As a Rolling Boulder, come out with the Force Staff from Fade, manages to save him again. Fade doesn't have to sacrifice his life this time. Manages to save his carry without any casualties. So advantage to Vici Gaming for that exchange. Fortunately for Secret, they did manage to get a good amount of cold by killing Ori there, so things are looking okay, but that troll is really accelerating way past your lifestealer, and things need to change soon. Probably expecting an Abyssal Blade or something of the like coming out for the lifestealer soon. Went for that armlet, or no, went for the Medallion of Courage instead of possibly an armlet, or just rushing that Radiant straight out. The get-go, but might be necessary. I'm not too sure. I don't really think they need that much armor reduction, but it can't hurt, you know. I would have preferred to see something like, yeah, Basher, or something to deal with the troll. You know, like a halberd would be nice. I would have opted for a halberd instead of like Medallion. You know, get the evasion or something like that. But who knows? It would only really be a proficient against a troll, but to be honest, that's your only problem in this game, right? Like, the Bad Rider's not an issue, the Air Spirit's not an issue, the Oracle is only there to make sure the troll stays alive, so, I mean, really, you're just playing against a troll. So Blink actually from Yang straight out on the Nisha, goes for the Intelligent Blade, tries to get the lasso, come out with the TP, but the Astral Prison is there for mid one to lock him down. Magic Missile go to bring that kill over to mid one, and gets picked up, fortunately for Vici Gaming. Net worth swinging back and forth actually. Advantage to Team Secret right now as the Shrine TP goes out for a lot of members of Team Secret. Looking to collapse on the Paparazzi. The swap, however, only going to go out on the Fade. Tries to get away with the 4-step, but you should be able to block this Rolling Boulder out pretty well. Team Secret, yep. The standard Earth Spirit lockdown. Just gotta get on all 4 sides. Make sure he doesn't Rolling Boulder out of there. Yeah. Nisha actually here looking maybe, yep. Just to avoid Ori, doesn't really want to fight him here. Ori does have a Blink deck combined with the Yules and a BKB, so he is pretty slippery. Not really going to be an easy target to lock down, but the Radiance will help with that Blink, so. Bigger contention here is going to be Paparazzi. Ori has an MKB, did manage to get his BKB as well in that last ban, as well as finishing his Sanjin Yasha. Looking for a Butterfly to finish things up, but really, do you want that instead of a Basher? I don't know. I mean, he still does get the root, which pierces BKB, if I remember correctly. So it should still be potent at like stopping the Lifestealer from moving, but not at stopping him from attacking. So if Nisha ever gets to the point where he can overwhelm the troll in like a early 1v1, then that might be a possibility, but It's looking it's looking pretty weird here for Secret. I was thinking they had the better late game, but that troll just runs through people, and the black holes are not coming through as well as I'd expect them to.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know. I find it weird that Yapsor decides for the Octarine instead. I guess it's just an optimism or like the optimal play is Vici game actually smoked up Secret. Nisha does have a smoke pop, so you do know they're in that section of the jungle. Fade, unfortunately not aware of that fact, with an instant blink out with the magic missile onto Fade to try and lock him down in time. Fade's going to be able to protect him long enough, though. The blink out from Yapsor to get with that BKB does manage to combo the two. The Will was going to deny Yang from getting that last shot and interrupting the Black Hole. But the Black Hole, not as effective as you hope it to be. Doesn't really manage to snag any kills as the magic missile out of Yang secures him. The oh man, yep. Ori actually manages to use that false promise to stay alive, get that exorcism out with the lasso, with the buyback from Yang. Out in the mid one, denied by that swap. The silence out on the three members of Secret looks to be in a very precarious situation. Ori back out at full health, together with that exorcism, going to be able to slow down a good amount of members of Team Vici Gaming. But the Steady's clips putting down Fade really low together with Paparazzi. Paparazzi managed to get the battle trance out. Mid one swapped out with the blink, managed to escape. No casualties on either side yet. Do actually see, oh yeah, Fade does manage to go down. Paparazzi, oh my gosh, such a clutch play with Fade with a boulder smash, being able to put his carry out of distance from getting interrupted for his TP. Fortunately, DY gonna be another casualty here. Supports the only casualties in that fight there. You know, Yang went down once and bought back, but other than that, nothing else really in terms of like losing anyone inside of Team Secret, which is really great for Secret. 5k lead now, not so great for Vici Gaming. 5k deficit now. It's exciting. I liked the play from Fade. Fade is really going for it this game. Like, he's showing like a good measure of control with his ganks and like his aggression and trying to, you know, get in at the right moments. It's just that like you're being so nitpicky with those moments that's just like kind of making it like you're building up that excitement for that one play and it just doesn't come true. It's just so sad and so like funny at the same time, I guess. And just like how it doesn't all come together in that one moment. So it's like watching someone set it for like a cool trick and then just them bombing it. And the funniest thing happen. It's at the cost of other people's expense, but I thought it was funny. Puppy with that fast horse move. Zai with an awkward blink here tries to get the swap out on the Paparazzi. Paparazzi playing with the vision, managing to avoid that swap and get himself to safety. Vici Gaming really not in a position to help him if he was in trouble. I do notice, yeah, with pro teams now, the biggest mistakes they can make is having someone die or having someone get like jumped on with no one in the vicinity. Like, you'll know if a pro player's made a mistake if they die and none of their teammates are there to help them. You know, at that point, that's the key. Like, that's the biggest sign to just knowing that they messed up. You know. Back to that back and forth on the opposite sides of the map here. Vici Gaming looking to pressure the opposite lane on the top side, but Secret are just gonna straight up walk up and take this Rax. Doesn't look like Vici Gaming want to contest that first melee Rax, but hopefully they'll contest this range Rax here, at least by TPing back. Yeah. Awkward. Doesn't look like they were expecting Secret to come back there, but I mean, Secret knew that those barracks were pretty low, and then you could probably get them down low enough. Nisha does manage, yeah, to pick up that Assault Curious before he committed to that push, so pretty confident in his pushing ability with that. Is going for that Lincoln now as a defensive item option, but how are you guys handling this troll? I guess you're pretty dependent on mid one. Yeah, I mean, you don't really have too much CC to deny, but the displacement from the swap, along with probably a Force Staff on Puppy, up with Glimmer Cape, should deny. As the swap out goes on to Ori, gonna be Yule's up in order to protect himself. But the BKB, Blink Black Hole together with that Wisp is gonna ensure at least one kill out on the Fade, who doesn't have buyback. The Wisp gonna tag Paparazzi, but that's really all they're gonna get for the committing of two ultis from Team Secret. The Exorcism cast though by Ori, so actually Secret get the better of that fight. I don't think it's optimal for them to commit Black Hole and Will-O-Wisp as a combo for just one person. Especially that Death Prophet. Especially when you can get just False Promise and instantly, you know, save. But, you know, it works so far. So we'll see how things pan out. Is Secret really positioning for that Roche on Paparazzi, getting stuck in the Astral Prison, Illuminate coming out on a Paparazzi, but the movement speed is too much. He just sprints on out of there. Like he was late for work or something or a meeting, but yeah. Vici Gaming really just playing well around this Roche pit, zoning out as much as they can, putting as much pressure, letting everyone in Secret know, we know you're doing this. Oh, the swap out onto Yang as he gets immediately picked off. No, also no longer going to be a part of that equation. Doesn't have buyback, so Fade also Astral Prisoned up, manages to force step and Lonely Boulder on out of there, but that casualty is pretty much going to secure Roshan for Secret here. Not much else they can do, or Vici Gaming can do about it since they've lost that guy. The swap really working its magic here. Secret have played like into two facets of their team fighting, which is either that pick and play style with mid one's Astral Prison and Zai's swap, or the team fighting combo with Puppy and Yapsor with the Will-O-Wisp and Black Hole combo. Since the Bat Rider is a position 3, he should have enough gold to eventually get a BKB, but until then, Wisp is just so proficient in locking people down and preventing, you know, the entry for the black hole to get interrupted by that lasso. Would also be an intelligent play if instead of just the straight BKB, Yang instead opted for the Aether Lens and tried to just go for the lasso outside of the Will-O-Wisp range. Since, I mean, all in all, sometimes it's not a reliable way to get the lasso off, but could also be a different option. But yeah, just opting for the BKB instead, just trying to dance around that black hole range. By the way, Aether Lens will make it easier. Paparazzi managed to get the deny on the Rax here. The range bash out from Paparazzi and Anisha managed to get a good amount of fervor stacks onto him. Not really wanting to commit for that since Anisha does have Aegis. Just wants to kind of bring him back up to high health so they can continue that push. But Secret gonna back up now, secure the tower, and rotating now to kill the shrine on their way out. Not really paying it too much mind beforehand. Just as an afterthought, I suppose. But let's see, 13k deficit right now, mainly in the form of kills and towers. Yeah, kills and towers. The biggest thing we want to see here from Vici Gaming, we need to see that lasso interrupt the black hole for sure. It has to be stopped using the waste on fucking. Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it as this fight starts to go underway. The range bash again going out on Anisha, but like I was saying, yeah, you don't want to waste lasso because it gets like Zai is on top of it. He swaps out people almost immediately as soon as they get lassoed, so there's no way you're gonna try and get a pick out on this. As Nisha manages to rage up, try and jumps on the Paparazzi here. Paparazzi does have the whirling axes, but not effective against the rage, fortunately. Paparazzi does have that MKB. Along with the Skull Basher now, so should be able to lock down someone. He does manage to get onto them. Nisha, however, looking for that kill on the Fade, but the Glimmer Cape is going to protect him for a good amount of time. Yang looking for that flank here to get with that Blink Exorcism. BKB out from Yapsor in order to not be disabled. The Wisp out to distract DY, though, as the swap comes out to secure safety for Zai. Another engage, though, from Vici Gaming. Nisha trying to jump onto Ori in time, but the False Promise is going to save him. The Zai, though, however, getting bashed and rooted at the same time while Paparazzi is a PKB on. Just going to secure that kill in. Soul Siphon out with that Exorcism is going to kill Puppy. Backline of Secret pretty much in shambles as the rest of Secret's front line try to advance forward. Buybacks out from both sides of the team as, unfortunately, Paparazzi does go down. Manages to buy back in time. Just try to kill mid one here before Nisha claims another kill on a member of Vici Gaming. Not really experiencing much success as mid one still getting pressure, does still have the cheese, manages to pop in time. Nisha really just looking for that kill, just stay with your mid laner, protect him. Paparazzi still going on the mid one, just tunnel visioning. This guy has no ulti. Yang goes down again, buys back almost immediately. Paparazzi gonna go down. Fade manages to save him again. The Black Hole pulling DY and Fade in to secure those two kills. But those two guys immediately buy back. A pretty intense game now as we're looking at Secret positioning for this push onto the top racks. Gonna try and secure an easier building than the mid lane tower. A lot of buybacks out from Vici Gaming. Might want to buy back here on Fade just to try and pressure as the fight. Yeah, the buyback out again as the bash goes out on Nisha. Ori blinking in almost immediately, but doesn't have an exorcism, so won't really be able to do anything other than silence the backline. A lot of team fighting ultis are down. Lasso is ult, as well as False Promise. Lasso straight out on the mid one, who does get picked off almost immediately. Really good execution out from there for Vici Gaming as they do manage to pick up the kill on Anisha as well. Does have Aegis, so the Aegis will pop. Will Secret be in good position to help them out as Nisha, yep, does have Rage up, so should be able to just infest into Zai and get out of there pretty safely. Nothing else to lock him down. Battle Trance is up and available. Yang tries to blink to get an vision onto the exiting Team Secret. Trying to get a pick if they can. Fade, not in position to get a good rolling boulder off, so we'll opt to just let them pass. A Secret kind of walking away from an awkward fight. Good delay to gauge there by Vici Gaming. I wasn't able to keep track of that whole fight, but that was really intense. You know, Paparazzi just wailing on mid one for like 10 seconds, and mid one just running as fast as he can away from him. Really kind of miraculous how he didn't get hit by a ranged bash there, or he didn't get melee range too. But yeah. Fortunately for them, Paparazzi, the only target he could find was the puppy. Or no, it wasn't puppy. It was, I believe, Nisha. After mid one went down, but that lasso from Yang on the mid one was very well executed. So yeah, I think that's the way you have to go through with things. You have to just kind of extend the fight past its breaking point in order for, like, you know, things like the black hole to be expended. You need to waste out swaps so that lasso goes off successfully. You need to make sure that Rage is off cooldown, doesn't have infest. You need to make sure that, you know, Astral Prison is on cooldown. There's so many like saves available for Team Secret. Just the fact that Vici Gaming were able to extend that fight for so long that like almost all the cooldowns for Secret were like down and they weren't in a position to help each other out is like a good way to cripple the weaknesses. Pings out from Secret though, they do know that Vici Gaming are smoked up, and if you are an attentive person then you will know that fact. As you see the mid lane wave get decimated by the Crypt Swarm. Pings out knowing that the Death Prophet there with the Crypt Swarm is in mid lane, so Vici Gaming are making themselves known. Pretty weird of them to do that, to be honest with you. I would have expected them to be a little more sneaky with their smoke, but Secret just going to play a little safely. Expecting that smoke to expire anytime now, so should be able to kind of poke their heads out in a couple seconds here. Instead, off to do that with the smoke. Nisha not get tagged by that smoke, so he might just play the bait here as he does walk up to the mid lane. Members of Vici Gaming in the bottom Dire Shrine area, kind of looking for a pick as we're 1 minute off from Bounty Ruins. Blink out from Zai to immediately spot Ori, hits him with the magic missile. The Force Staff out from Fade to try and save him. The BKB out denies the Sun from the Wisp, but the Abyssal Blade together with the Black Hole locks him down long enough for the False Promise to not really matter. Zai really focusing on a DY here, preventing from another save out from the Oracle here. As Ori's still alive, managed to get that Exorcism off, but the Wisp is zoning out the rest of the members of Vici Gaming. That Siphon out from Ori puts him back at full health. Lasso out on Anisha to lock him down long enough. Nisha manages to get his Manta style off, wants to try and infest onto an teammate, but isn't able to do so in time. The rest of Team Secret trying to just get out of the situation. Mid one in a very precarious position. Looking at the real weaknesses of this comp here, just not in a position to retreat well. But the Glimmer actually does manage to save him, allows him to TP in time. So really good save out from, I believe that was Puppy there? Yep, the Glimmer out on him to make sure he gets out safely. Really well executed play. Unfortunately for Secret, on the back end of that play, really just need to try and close things out here. It is really tough since your Lifestealer isn't really equipped to handle that troll. In all honesty, nothing is really equipped. Like, no one's really equipped to handle that troll other than just like the straight up Black Hole combo. Hopefully that's enough to lock him down, but yeah, I think the deciding factor here is the lasso as the swap goes out again onto Ori, who does manage to use himself up again. The swap actually doubled up onto Paparazzi to try and him lock him down too. As Ori, oh my god, with the Sanity Eclipse from mid one, locks down both members of Vici Gaming. Their whole carry lineup has been decimated in one hit as the rest of Team Secret are trying to press their advantage, look for the fight here, as that is a dieback from Paparazzi, so going to be a pretty big opening for Secret to take advantage of here. Or he's going to try and close that door though, as he does use his buyback here. See if he has Exorcism. He does. Does also have Blink to the combination. Does jump in almost immediately. Channels Exorcism, trying to get that Soul Siphon out on the Zai, who's using his presence. I mean, no, the BKB out from both him and Yang, trying to get that pick and press on the rest of Team Secret to avoid. But the Wisp out to disengage, locks up two members of Vici Gaming as well as another swapped in. The lasso on the mid one gets interrupted by the swap from Zai. Midnight pulls out from Yester to try and zone, while Ori gets hit by that false promise. Yang, however, all by his lonesome with no Firefly left. Nisha picks up that kill. The false promise has ended on Ori, so he's in a bit more of a precarious situation, but they're kind of just putting themselves in there. Another swap out on the DY, manages to find him, but the Astral Prison, they're looking for Fade. They want to lock him down. He's gone. Magic Missile out on the DY. The swaps are coming out constantly as the GG is called. Secret locking things down with that last fight. Really just too many. Oh, I want to chalk this game up to Team Secret's coordination and team fights. I think that's what really pulled them through. The swaps from Zyra were amazing. The black holes from Yaps are pretty good. Not the best thing that can happen, but he was there when he needed it, and it was a pretty good disruption tool in the middle of fights. So, I mean, you really can't ask much more from the guy, uh, especially being the position 4, not a position 3 Enigma. Man got an Octarine, so okay, sure, a good enough choice. I guess, yeah. I guess Lasso is more of a priority on Tanisha in order to lock him down long enough for Paparazzi to burst him. But surprisingly enough, Paparazzi not gonna have the ability to burst him down, which is really rare, I'd say. Especially against a Troll Warlord. I feel like Troll Warlord gets one hit off on you and you're locked down for life. But yeah, as an overall note to this game, I think the main winners of this game were I'd like to say Zai. Zai really contributed well to this game. The combos from Vici Gaming were very cool too to see. Both games, I think both teams were very formidable. I think this very could have easily gone the way of Vici Gaming, but just those last few team fights from Team Secret really just pushed them into into that carry mode and just secured the dub for them. So yeah, we'll move on to game 2 in the next video, but I appreciate you guys watching. As always, feel free to uh, like this video if you want to support me, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment. Leave a comment below if you have anything to say to me. You know, want to tell me I'm terrible, want to tell me I owe you money. Other than that, I'm dragging things on. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.